The Gilded Lament, also known as the Ode to Parting Sorrows boss in Where Winds Meet, is a very challenging boss. I ended up trying several different builds trying to figure out how to beat her before I finally got this clear. So here's how I cleared this boss, and I'll include some tips after to hopefully help you complete your own first clear. Since I did have the opportunity to take on the Gilded Lament boss on the test server before the official launch of the Imperial Palace update, the quality does not represent the final game quality, so things may look a little different in the official release.
Where is my army? Don't fall!
since I did first complete the Gilded Lament boss fight in a test server, I had to experiment a bit more with my loadout. I tried this fight with a Snow Parting Blade and Everspring Umbrella, Snow Parting Blade and Panacea Fan, but what I eventually worked was the Snow Parting Blade and Phalanx Bane Blade combo. This weapon combo combined with the Golden Body Mystic skill with the following inner ways, Morale Chant, Frostclad Knight, Art of Resistance, and Heart of Fire, helped me find a rhythm of my own in the fight and allowed me to save my healing items for the second phase. Phase 2 is where this boss fight gets really tricky. She opens with a large burst of light that doesn't do any damage to you, however it covers you in glowing particles. These particles will begin to drain your health if you do not quickly locate her outside the arena and stand as close to her as possible. My advice for this opening is to avoid panicking, heal if you need to, and then pan the camera to scan for the boss. Once you spot her, run over to her quickly, and if you have the Phalanx Bane Blade, equip this so you're ready to prepare your charged attacks. As you stand near her, the glowing particles will go back to her and then she will respawn inside the arena. At this point, I immediately use Army and then try to run over with the dash attack. In the clear, I miscalculate and miss, but recover by swapping to the Snow Parting Blade. You will need to parry as much as possible to remove the block on her health bar. Once that's gone, you can start applying damage. In her second phase, both her red and gold attacks are extremely dangerous, especially if you don't have a lot of health on your build. Both are grab attacks that will attach those glowing particles onto you again and they will begin to drain your health. She will then usually follow up with a sweeping attack that can finish you off instantly. To me, these attacks, combined with her sweeping movements and the other special effects in the fight, were hard to see, so you just really have to watch for the flicker of that red and gold light and react fast. She now has a projectile attack that she can use while also performing one of her long lunge sweep attacks. If you fought against the Sleeping Taoist, the projectiles are similar except the delay is different. These projectiles will track to your character and once hit you will be momentarily staggered and the remaining projectiles will hit you. This means you will need to combine perfect dodging and parrying to overcome these projectiles. This was honestly the hardest part of the fight for me because of how they stagger out during the attack. There were also times she would teleport on top of me and just spam these projectiles, which made it very hard to see. But after getting spammed with them enough times, I was finally able to figure out the rhythm. All 6 at once equals leading into a gold attack, dodge to the sides. 1, 2, 3 equals she's going to stand still for a few seconds, so parry and attack. 1, 2, pause, 3, 4, delay, 5, she will follow up with a red attack. Once her health drops to the 5th of the bar, the gold health damage block will appear on her health bar. At this point, she is going to spam every attack she has, and if you're out of healing items, you're going to have to parry everything she throws at you if you want to end this fight. If you can parry one of her red attacks during this time, it will clear the health block. Then, all you have to do is just do as much damage as possible to beat her. While the boss was challenging, the entire battle is very beautiful from a design perspective. As someone who watches a lot of vertical sea dramas, when I stumbled onto the abandoned courtyard, I knew this would probably be a very melancholic fight, and the music and atmosphere was spot on. I can't wait to try challenging this boss on my regular character and seeing if it's still just as challenging as it was here. But if you like this video, be sure to leave a like and follow for more Where Winds Meet guides and updates.